What's up, everybody? I did a video a while back of me riding this thing, and I was really surprised that the amount of comments I got. Everybody wanted to hear about the bike itself. Sure, the riding footage was fine or whatever, but people were actually really interested in what upgrades I had done, you know, performance-wise, aesthetically. Well, the first video, if you see the raw footage of me riding this, it was basically bone stock. I think it was my first ride, nothing done to it. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a follow-up video here and talk about some of the upgrades and then show some riding footage, and you can hear the difference and maybe even be able to tell if some of the things I did improvement. So real quick, before we get into the riding footage, let's talk about what I've done to my 2025 YZ250F. Well, first thing that was free is the drilled airbox holes. You can see those here. I think that it was pretty noticeable. First of all, from a sound standpoint, boy, you sure can hear that intake inhaling all the air, but boy, it sure made it noticeably helped the throttle response. So anybody that's got one of these, definitely do this. While we're up here, I did put the twin air system in. That was about a $300 upgrade. It just seemed like if you're gonna go to all the trouble to get more air in, you might as well get that twin air system in there, and with the cage and the whole deal. So that seemed like a good bang for my buck. Now the next one was a big one, but I got conflicting responses. Everything that I've watched on YouTube and read is that the stock exhaust is almost as good as anything out there. So for me to upgrade to this FMF slip-on, it is the full titanium system, and boy, it does look good. That, yeah, it might help some, but maybe not as much as you would think for the price of an exhaust system, especially the full-on titanium. I did leave the stock header, and I was told that that was totally fine. Don't bother with the cost, but we'll see. You guys tell me what you think. Should I have done the full exhaust or just the slip-on? Boy, that sure does look good though. You can't beat that blue titanium carbon in-capped FMF on a Yamaha. I mean, there might be systems out there that work better, but man, it sure looks good. Okay, and then something that's probably even a bigger deal that you can't see, I did upgrade to a Vortex ignition. I had it tuned, freed the bike up quite a bit, made it peppier, and I would definitely say it's hard to tell because I added all those things at the same time, but everything I understand is that the Vortex is probably one of the biggest upgrades you can do. And again, leave me some comments. I'm debating whether to do the second injector. I've heard that that's as big a difference as anything. It's kind of expensive, so I've kind of avoided that, but maybe if you guys think that I should put a second injector kit in this thing, let me know down in the comments. I might give it a try and we'll see what kind of improvements that makes. Otherwise, aesthetically, I put the Lightspeed carbon chain guide. That looks great. The Vortex sprocket also looks really good, I think, and I stayed with the standard teeth. And then of course the carbon disc guard looks fantastic. Future things that are semi-functional coming that are also how I feel are aesthetic. I'm going to go the full Lightspeed skid plate. That'll be next, and then I'm going to do ARC levers. Let me know, what else should I do? What should be the next thing? Possibly a seat. I've heard a lot of people complain about this seat cover. So far, I'm actually okay with it. It's grippy. I can move around pretty well on it. I'm not really having a lot of issues. I kind of assume that might be one of the first things I have to do. But so far, it's okay. So that's the upgrade so far. There will be more to come, and I will document those. Get a little footage of before and after. And I will report back on how I like them. But so far, that's my Yamaha YZ250. Now we'll jump over to some riding footage. Yeah, a good spot would probably be in the very back over by the rollers. Yeah, I like those. Yeah.